You are looking for a launchpad that helps you to find projects early so that you can invest early and make the big bucks. Today we're going to be looking at Lightning, and they are promising to do exactly that. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Rick. Welcome back to another episode here on my Launchpad review. Today we're going to be looking at Lightning. Now, Lightning markets themselves as the first multi-chain launchpad and incubator. They say that they create a safe environment for both the investors and the developers with equal opportunities. And their main USP is that they allow investors in very early so that they can invest in a project from very early stages. And they have a couple of very interesting projects that they have done in the past. So this is definitely an interesting launchpad. So let's get right into it. Let's start talking about everything that this has to offer: their token, their IDOs, their IGOs, their website, their Twitter, their social media, the team behind it. I am going to get you guys completely up to speed. So let's get going. All right, so Lightning is ranking at number 66 of all of the launchpads here on CryptoRank. Pretty decent ranking. And we are seeing here that they are doing 38% DeFi, 27% GameFi, and trading and investment at 11.1%. You guys are going to see more of this later on, as they actually do quite a lot of IGOs. We see here that their watchlist volume and watchlist market cap has gone down quite a bit, but of course here in the bear market there's not a single launchpad that is doing much better than this. So can you really, hold this against them? Not really. And then we see here their previous IGOs and IDOs, but we're going to get into that later on. But there's definitely some names you might already recognize, but stay tuned for that. We'll get into it soon. Your foundation is 2021, so this is still a relatively new launchpad. So let's get this straight. It's a launchpad that promises you to be at projects very early on, but they're also very new themselves. So this promises to be a launchpad where you can really participate early on in the IDO stages. If we move over to CoinMarketCap, we're seeing that this price is going for very low, so that is interesting to see. What is more interesting, however, at least to me, is that they are ranking at 1649. So that means as in their token is not necessarily ranking that high, but their launchpad in general is ranking at 66. So that is a pretty interesting detail to note. Also, their price has not always been as it is right now. It has been quite a bit higher, but we're not going to go too much into it right now. Let's move over to their site. Revolutionizing the pre-sale experience to deliver maximum value to investors and developers. So usually I start my Launchpad reviews at the website, but because there was so many interesting details with the token, but now arriving at the website, it is looking pretty nice. The design is good and I don't experience any lag, which is actually something that a lot of launchpads do have for some reason. Going down here, they talk about our mission. I'm quickly going to read this, but don't worry, it's not going to be one of those launchpad reviews where I will just simply read the entire website. Don't worry about that, but this is pretty important. Our mission: creating a thriving ecosystem to nurture exceptional value through blockchain development. As the first multi-chain incubator and launchpad, we create a single safe destination for both pre-sale investors and pre-launch projects. Investors benefit from exclusive access to safe, innovative projects and rewarding investments on every blockchain. This is pretty important, of course. Developers benefit from our exclusive partnerships with leading blockchain companies, providing increased exposure, complementary audits, better liquidity, and a dedicated community ready to back them. So they really market themselves as being there for both the investors as the developers. So whether you're watching this video as a developer or with your own project, or just as an investor looking to score some 100x projects, they definitely seem to be marketing their channel to the both of them, which is good to see. It's not something you see every single day. Looking at their partners, we see a very small list, especially compared to other launchpads I've covered. I mean, I've covered launchpads that are quite small, right? Or launchpads that are not very old yet. Let's take, for example, KingPad, right? Relatively small launchpad, relatively new, but they had a very large list of partners and some big names as well. Here we don't see a lot of partners. We see Certic, we see Maven Capital, Basic Capital, Telos, and BSC. So there's some decently sized names in there, but there's not a lot of them. So that is worth pointing out. Of course, the Launchpad is quite new, but 2021, it's not like that it's been made last month. So I did expect a bit more partners, but at least they got a couple good names in there. So that is that. Fair, secure, and highly rewarding launches for investors. So here again are their main USPs: safe investing, fairer investing, and better investing. Now this is something that a lot of launchpads obviously say that they have. So let's dive deeper into this, seeing what do they say as their arguments. Why do they have these things and other launchpads do not? Incubated projects will be audited, KYC'd, and have team tokens locked to give investors complete peace of mind. So not everyone is very happy with the KYC. Obviously, for some people, it's a big plus, right? It means more security, it means more validation, more professionality, but other people simply are not able to participate in launchpads that require KYC verification. So obviously for a lot of you out there, it's a positive. For some people, it is not. Fair investing, our fair 2-round system reserves a percentage of each IDO for each tier, ensuring all holders, large and small, have access to high quality investment. So this is obviously also something that a lot of launchpads say that they have. A 2-round system is pretty good to see. So I do think that is a positive on this launchpad. Better investing, we're improving the launchpad experience by allowing holders in all tiers to invest worthwhile amounts into every IDO. Now we're going to get into that in a little bit, but yes, indeed, the prices aren't crazy on this launchpad. So you are able to get into the IDOs and the IGOs for a relatively okay price. Obviously, especially during the bear market, the prices are very low, but even during the bull runs and all that, like at their peaks, the prices were all right. IDO participation and tier structure. The Lightning Launchpad uses a 2-round system for IDO participation. This approach initially reserves an allocation for every single tier, which is really good, allowing for fair distribution and purchases size that are worthwhile. So as I'm reading it right now, they do not have a lottery system because every single tier has a guaranteed allocation. We'll check that out in a bit, but that's what they're saying right here. Reserved allocation round. Each tier gets a share of the total hard cap that they may purchase during the round, up to their tier-defined maximum allowed contribution size within that share until either the supply or the limit exhausts. Round 2, FCFS round. Following the first round expiration, round 2 immediately opens for all tiers simultaneously. All remaining tokens from round 1 are available in one non-segregated pool. Users may purchase up to their remaining maximum, allowing contribution size. So this is a pretty interesting way of doing it. A 2-round system. I kind of like this approach. Then onto the tiers, obviously a very important part. Okay, yeah. So we have the bronze, silver, gold, and the diamond tier. So let's go over them real quick and then go into a little bit more detail on what we're seeing right here, right? So for the bronze tier, you need between 5 to 9,999 Lightning staked, right? Required light BNB LP 120 to 239. And then your max contribution will be $250. So in different words, if you've staked all of this, then you will be able to contribute $250 into the pool. Your reserve pool weight will then be 10%. For silver, you have between 10 to 34,000 required lightning staked. Then required light BNB would be 240 to 839, and then your max contribution is $500 with a reserve pool weight of 20%. Okay, and the rest, you guys, I'm not going to go over it. You can read it right here. And let's grab our trusty calculator and see what these prices are actually in US dollar. All right, so let's see. The price of one Lightning as of right now is very, very low. So I'm expecting this not to be too expensive. We're doing this times 5,000 because we're going out from the lowest amount paid. which would be $40. Okay. Right, so for $40, you get to participate in the Bronze League. You can do either that, or you can go for Light in BNB. Then it would be the same prices, but of course you'll do it in BNB. I'm not going to go too far into that. If you want to go with this option, then figure it out yourself, right? But the most easy way to go is just to buy the Lightning tokens and stake them, and then you can participate in the bronze pool. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the diamond one as well, which will require you to have staked more than 100,000 light, $800. So between $40 and $800 will be needed to participate in any of the tiers. So that is those are decent prices. I mean, in the bear market, I've seen it much lower. I mean, I've seen the lowest tiers being free or $10, right? So I wouldn't say it's one of the more cheaper ones that I've ever seen, but this is definitely good prices for a bear market. We are seeing a good reserved pool weight. I don't see anything about the allocations on here right now, but of course earlier they said that there was not a lottery system and that every tier had a guaranteed allocation. So that is what I'm going out from. So that is what I'm assuming is the case. Light and Light BNB LP can also be combined to get into a tier level. Tier structures are subject to change. Oh, this is interesting. So you can also combine the two. That is a very nice little thing that they added. And then cross-chain support, thank you very much. So this is obviously, if you ask me, the future. Any launchpad, any system, any website that doesn't have cross-chain, I think personally, and this is not financial advice, none of this is, but I don't think that there's future in non-cross-chain, right? So being able to have all of these tokens work together, communicate and pay with all of it, invest with all of it is so incredibly important, right? If we want to move from just having crypto as an investment and we want to move to having it as a payment, cross-chain is essential. And to see Binance, Cardano, Polkadot, Ethereum, Solana, and all of these other cryptos over here is really, really good, and I'm very happy to see that. Lightning Incubator, an incubator focusing on the most trustworthy, high-quality projects. They go on to say that project developers and teams who meet our strict acceptance criteria for the Lightning Incubator have the unique opportunity to leverage our hand-selected network of resources, including partnerships with many of the most respected companies in the industry via our Trust as a Service offering. Investors benefit from our approach by having access to secure, trustworthy projects that are nurtured to succeed. Then they go on to have another couple of USPs here with 360 support, Trust as a Service, and all-inclusive benefits. So obviously I said before that they have an incubator program. It does look pretty good to me right now. And over here you can apply for a launch, which we're not going to do obviously. And this is also the end of the website. So overall, I think the tiers look good. I think cross-chain is amazing. Their USPs, I don't feel like they're very unique, right? I don't think they're necessarily unique selling points. I think that these are very good points, right? I like a KYC. Fair investing and better investing is great, but it's not necessarily something that sets them apart completely. So I wouldn't say it's a completely unique launchpad, but that doesn't mean that it's bad, right? I like that they have some decent partners in here, but I don't like that they don't have like a very big list of partners, right? They didn't even get to fill in their entire bar here, which after an entire year of existing is a little bit disappointing in my opinion. But again, that's not necessarily a bad thing per se. And yeah, I just like the design and the website overall. Couple of points that I would like to point out as we move forward in this video. I don't see a roadmap. I don't see a white paper, I don't see a team. And this is something that for me is a big red flag, because I want to know, what has the project done in the past? What is the project going to do now? What is the project all about? And who are the people behind it? If I do not see this information, for me, it's a minus, right? It doesn't mean I don't like the project, right? That's not what I'm saying. I have liked plenty of projects with teams that haven't been doxed or didn't have a roadmap. Doesn't mean that per se, but it is certainly a minus. And while we're on small minuses anyways, the background loop is not very well synced. I can see it reset. So those are just the little things, but they are important. If you want to really have a professional look, those are important. Anyways, on to the tokens. Of course, here we can buy tokens, and we can do that through Pancake Swap, which is fine. We can do it right here. So yeah, those are all, that's fine, right? If you want to get yourself some tokens, you can buy them on the exchange, or you can do it through Pancake Swap. That's all pretty good. Then onto their actual launch pad, right? We have upcoming and open pools. Here we have Rise of the Warbots. Right now, they don't have any current projects going on. Not entirely uncommon with this bear market. They do have one coming up, so that is great news. If we take a look at their finished pools, we actually see a lot of projects, right? Especially because the Launchpad isn't that old. So we definitely see more than a dozen projects right here. Couple of worth mentioning names. Here we have Blizzard. Oh, that's a bit of a voice crack there, guys. Here we have Blizzard. It is a aggregator, so that has been a pretty cool bullish project that has gone quite well. I believe it was from September 18th, 2021. Then we also have Zam.io, which essentially is kind of a bridge between centralized and decentralized finances, right? Convert X amount of funds into crypto kind of thing. So that was a pretty bullish project as well. They raised 836 BNB, which is really good. But of course, we also have other projects here. For instance, the Solana project, Glitter Finance, and they should also have Den domains, right? Do I see them somewhere? Here they go, Den domains. This is a domain purchase and sale kind of project. This was done on October 15th. I've heard good things about it, and it was done on BSC. All right, so these are their past projects. Let's take a look at their newest project coming up, right? If you're watching this video right now, chances are you might want to invest, and then this is the newest thing that's going to be coming up. It is a IGO. It's called Rise of the Warbots, and it is a very small project. So this could be very bullish, right? A very small project means very small initial price and market cap, meaning it could become very bullish, right? Again, not financial advice, but that is a possibility. On the other hand, you can also view it as such a small project on your Launchpad. Is that really a good idea, right? This Launchpad does not have an awful lot of partners. Let me scroll down a little bit. We see Lightning and Avascan are their only partners as of right now. Their social media is super small. The project isn't finished yet. So again, could be really bullish, but on the other hand, is it wise to put this on your Launchpad and to invest in it? I am not 100% sure on that. The game itself looks pretty cool. I mean, it's really not that bad. It is a PvP play to earn NFT gaming experience built on the Avalanche C chain. It is set in a post-apocalyptic world where players face off against each other and collect NFTs. So the concept is great. It looks awesome. The website looks good. But again, we don't really have a doxed team nor a lot of big partners. The economy is part of the fun. Now that is something I can agree with. The unique game mechanics require players to strategically balance their supply of tokens to determine how to optimally acquire new tokens from the market, stake tokens to generate new and unique warbots, upgrade their existing roster of warbots, and engage their warbots in combat with other players. So the concept is really cool, not very unique, but you don't have to be. It is really awesome regardless. The NFTs look kind of nice. And yeah, you know, we have some Warhelms, some Nano NFTs. We got Warbots, obviously. They do have a white paper. Doesn't look this doesn't look very good. And as you can see, it's really new as well. This was published on June the 4th. This video is being recorded on June the 27th. And yeah, they say it's the next great NFT based game, but it looks like this has been made directly with Word and not with the best designs either. Yeah, I'm not sure on this project personally, but you know, I would love a discussion in the comments. Maybe you guys are really bullish on this, but I am not too sure. So they're talking about safe, well-vetted projects. I am not 100% sure on Rise of the Warbots. It doesn't seem like a very big project. But then again, right? They also talk about how they nurture very small projects so that you can be the first to invest, right? With their incubator program as well. So it's not uncommon for Lightning to, launch a very, very small or early project. It's kind of part of who they are. As of right now, their total raise and their hard cap and the early assets opening are to be announced. So keep an eye on it yourself if you are interested. Then over here at staking and farming, we see a bunch of stuff. I would honestly say take a look at it yourself if you're interested, because I am not going to go too in depth on it. There is an important message here. From now on, to be eligible for IDO participation, you have to unlock your Light tokens in one of the locked single asset staking pools or hold/stake Lightning BNB LP tokens. The 90-day staking pool gives you an additional bonus, 15 minutes early access to all IDOs. Right. So again, if you want to go and participate, you're gonna have to go over here and stake your tokens. But for most of you watching this, that is pretty straightforward. That's why I'm not gonna put too much effort into this. Oh, this is the rise of Warbot's Twitter, actually. Well, yeah, we already moved on from this, but it is still kind of fun to look at this. I really don't like the designs they put in here, but they are quite active. So yeah, there's that. All right, then on to the Lightning Twitter, right? They have almost 28,000 followers. They started their Twitter on February 2021. Their last posts are around the end of May, so I wouldn't call them necessarily active on Twitter. They do have some great designs over here. They talk about Marshmallows and a private round opening at the 15th of June. That was actually quite recently. Anyone can invest up to $25,000 in the play to earn real-time strategy game, even those who do not hold Light. So that is interesting, but let's see, this is Marshmallows. I didn't see this in their past projects, or did I? No. So that is interesting. Here they also announced a strategic partnership with FishDAO. Yeah, that is about it. So they do have quite a lot of engagement. Every tweet they do gets at least more than 50 likes, which is quite uncommon, actually, right? So what this does show is that they have an active community, that they have a big community, right? They have good Twitter followers, they have good engagements, not just likes, right? Also comments, very important. And they don't seem like they're bots per se. So that is good. I like that. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching to this video. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely do your own research. I encourage it, but this was a quick overview so that if you weren't familiar yet with this Launchpad, now you are and you know the basics. And if you then are actually interested, you can do your own research and dive a little bit deeper into it. And if you're not interested, well, then at least now you know. And maybe you would like to put it on your radar so that in case if you are interested later down the line, you can always return to it and take a look. At any rate, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like, join our Discord, and subscribe to the Digits channel. With that being said, thank you so much. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.